Hey everyone. Hey, beautiful people. I hope everyone is doing okay. Hope you're safe, dust free, still continuing to breathe. So, remember, I did the video called If You Have a Section 8 Vouch, aka voucher, you may have to get out. And a lot of people had a lot of interesting things to say about the video. And I think some of the things that were said in the video or some things that you don't want to say publicly because people all of a sudden, oh, you don't care about women and children. Let's be real. The truth hurts. So, but I want to go over some of these comments. Welcome to ATC, another episode of About Those Comments. And I want to highlight one particular Section 8 queen. Girl, you got it. So, a few comments here. Downer said, I understand that some people may need Section 8 for emergency situations, but it shouldn't be a lifestyle. We need to make better career decisions because there is money out here to be made. And I'm not talking about minimum wage jobs either. Imagine what the community would look like if we pursued certain jobs, had financial education and discipline, and reproductive discipline. Plan. Down to earth, I'm with you, but that's one thing we can't do. We can't even get the youth under control. It's too much violence. So when you're busy trying to duck and dodge bullets just to get groceries and pray you don't get carjacked at the gas tank, you're already feeling robbed about the gas price. But then hopefully a TT or Dusty Dan's son don't come along and Mr. Wong and do something wrong. You really can't plan in survival mode. Whew, I was able to get my groceries and I didn't get shot. Sitting at your table, you might hear a pop, pop, pop. That's the reality. So we got a long way to go. LD says Section 8 needs to be changed. They should implement work requirements and community work, maybe volunteer. Now, I do believe that some people do have to work with regard to Section 8, and they're getting like a voucher, which is like a discount. So if the rent is like, say, $1,000, they may go by their income, I believe, and they may pay $800. And then, I'm sorry, no, the state may pay, for example, $800, and they just pay $200. Okay? Kiana Jackson, Miss Jackson said, yes, Black folks don't get it. Girl, you better tell them. Life is business. Our people need to plan. And yes, it's happening everywhere, especially in California, speaking about the evictions. She says, I used to live in the Bay Area, and the rents kept going up. And this is before I bought my house 3 years ago. I planned to buy my house, and I had a plan to do it. This lady's husband should have bought a house for his wife. Instead, he was on Section 8 along with her. I'm assuming that. And she's referring to Big Mama here, the lady who said, they want me to pack my husband up. I think he's in an urn. Yeah, when it's time for you to move, they want you gone and your husband too. So, Simply a Diva said, I'm a real estate broker investor in NYC. I moved my family to Texas. I still have property in NYC. It's ugly. I get flooded with calls for apartments in NYC. I have no inventory for my Section 8 clients. Interesting. My husband and I have been buying land. We hope to build in the future. I'm currently buying a multifamily in San Antonio, and I have to slightly raise the rents once I get the units so I can renovate. I understand. I mean, life is business, of course. I've been telling people during the pandemic, the Great Reset was in play. I've been investing on tax deed, tax lien properties for the last 2 years. It's time we get serious about home ownership and taking care of business. I've been telling my families and clients for years, own or be owned. I started my journey as a single mom. Own or be owned. The one that's paying is the one that's saying, and the one that owns a home. If you're a renter, at any moment they can just tell you to pack up your things and move along. That's the reality of life. But Section 8, tenants, it does have a bad it just has a bad, when people think Section 8, It's not a good, it's like, oh my gosh, destruction is on its way. Why? Because of what we've seen so far. What we've seen thus far, you can't help it. Jan Alexander says the problem is Section 8 voucher does not keep up with inflation. Exactly. It's not going to. It's only going to carry you so far. So two things. With a Section 8 voucher, what if you had a voucher? No one wants it. Number two, if it goes up by a couple $100 and you don't have it, the voucher is no good. And some people are seeing Section 8 as a safety net. Now, here's the problem. Hazel Green 19 says, the few bad apples make it bad for the bunch. And that is so true. It's unfortunate. She said, I live in a gated community in Central Florida. Girl, was that you, Boca? Says, I moved from New York to Florida in 2013. A 3-bedroom house in 2013 cost me $875. That same house now costs $1,600. I live in a middle-class gated community. My husband with his New York salary paying for my rental house I live in. The rent and the mortgage have skyrocketed down here. So has the property taxes because in the last 2 years, people not only from up north like New Jersey and New York have come down here, but people from California have fled down here as well. Yes, and that's why the rents are skyrocketing in Florida. Maybe thinking, oh my, some people are snowbirds. No, honey, they're not going back. They're landing permanently. So in Florida, I can tell you, that's why a lot of the rents have increased dramatically, because when you look at New York and California and their rates for rental, oh my gosh, Florida, piece of cake, it's a dream. But then the rent here also increased. Now, Community Solutions Pro 1. Here's the thing I don't understand. Community Solutions Pro 1 says Section 8 has a program to buy a home. We just have to be disciplined. You are right. Now, that's my question. And I've researched that, and it is true. Section 8 does have a program to buy a home. So how in the heck are we sitting up here passing down a generational voucher and not a generational property? We can't pass by a house. We can't pass down a house to create generational wealth, but we can pass down a generational voucher. And I didn't know that there people were passing down, inheriting a Section 8 voucher until recently. I was like, what? Where do they do that at? Hate to tell you, it shows you the mindset. But more than likely, you're going to have to plan. You may have to have some discipline, and people don't want that. Don't want it. Ms. Excelsior says, if you're good on public assistance, make sure you get off of it as soon as possible. The Oracle Reloaded says, wherever there's Section 8, there is Tyrone and his friends needing a place to stay with their mammies. Yes, and girlfriends. And that's when it goes all wrong. Business. Now 24 says, with Section 8 vouchers, a lot of them destroy the units. Their guests are always, yes, I've heard. The guests are always lording outside 24/7. The children are failing school, being suspended. These children then join gangs where they have random shootouts in the communities. Then to make matters worse, some of these tenants are very ghetto and unprofessional when dealing with landlords. Oh yeah, they want to be up in your face. They want to get real tacky. And let me tell you something. Don't be dipped in brown. You'll really see how it goes. And that's why a lot of people do not want to deal with Section 8. But let me go ahead. I mean, the comments here are quite a few of them. They really are. But let me go ahead and skip to the Queen. Let's see her one moment. Robin Nee said, I live in this county as a property owner, and this sucks for good people who need it. But it does make the community safer. Being able to walk without fearing for my life or worrying about street harassment. Because I'm a black woman with a booty. Okay? It's all that matters. Folks on that program, the bad ones, brought it on themselves and everyone else who needs the money. Yep, they're ruining it for everyone else. Now, here's the thing. Check this out. Diva Kika says so many tenants on Section A are problematic, and the people who are decent are getting lumped in. I don't want my neighborhood to be filled with Section A tenants. I live in HOA. We're all homeowners. And it's true. So many, they want it for everyone. Sky Pink says, trust me, when I tell you, if they live there with decent kids and by themselves, they might have been okay. But they like to bring all those boyfriends and brothers and sons and my cousin, and that's the problem. That is so very true. So very true. So here is, Afro's and Afro Sheen. She said, I feel sorry for him. But if it's a private owner who doesn't want to participate anymore, they can't force them. Exactly. That's their property. So let me go ahead and get to the queen. Let's see, Saint Vara's in here. She said, listen, my parents have tenants. They're allowed to pay $1,700 a month. They treated my parents terribly. No pay, 12 months because of the moratorium, Still employed, trying to get over. Matter of fact, late on rent because they were on a 5-day vacay for the husband's birthday. You see what the priorities are. And you see why a lot of people, especially that are business owners, and people that have resources and money, they're not caring about Section 8. What are they going to do? They do not care. And for a lot of people who misbehave, don't know how to live like people, you landed yourself there. Wow. Now, the truth says, yes, you're right. Some apartment complexes in the city I used to live were once top-notch and nice, decent places to live. Once they started accepting Section A, they went down fast with crime. No surprise. No surprise. Trash and debris everywhere in a matter of 1 or 2 years. I believe it. They started hiring felons as maintenance workers too, being cheap, who are breaking into apartments. So the maintenance worker, I say they don't want a job, but they'll rob. But Dusty, they'll have a job and steal and rob. Breaking into apartments. One lady came home to a male maintenance worker. Lord have mercy, he hiding in the closet. You kidding me? Hiding in her closet. If I don't know about Section A, low-income people. They started shooting, robbing, and stealing. Graffiti being spray painted on the walls and loud music. They trashed the apartments and tore up everything from the walls and cabinets. Yes, I know about that, especially the cabinets. To the commodes in the bathroom by literally breaking them from fighting. Yes. It drove the people on Section A who were paying full prices out of the apartments. Oh, the people who are not on Section A. I've seen that too. The ones not on Section A, out of there. Nobody want to work all day and come home to live in conditions like that around individuals who don't work and sit up all day stalking your everyday mood. They can tell you your schedule from last Tuesday when you don't remember. Oh, you got home around 3:30. Me and my man was watching you. Girl, I like those blue shoes you had on. What are you doing? Not being productive. Meanwhile, you're busting your behind to pay full price rent while able-bodied individuals lay up all day. I know it's not everybody, but it's the majority now. So, let's go ahead and find that queen. Ooh, introvert diva said, I personally will not rent any apartment complex that accepts Section A. It's because too many people who are on the program move their boyfriends in, and don't forget my cousin, and other problematic humans who literally destroy the community. And that's true. That's why it goes from neighborhood to the hood. Wow. Ruby from Jordan said, I know I'm late to the party, but as a former landlord, Section A is not worth the pain. People have made this a lifestyle rather than a temporary solution to get yourself together. Now, let's look at it again. People have made this a lifestyle rather than a temporary solution to get yourself together. And let's not say it can't be done. Because here come the queen, Latasha Guffin. Yes, queen. Latasha Guffin. Now, at first, I thought Miss Guffin was trying to bring her sister some heat. No. This is the kind of queen, not a hood rat queen, a real queen. Let's not forget, it can be done. Ruby from Joyland said, people have made this a lifestyle rather than a temporary solution to get yourself together. Well, it looked like someone definitely got themselves together. Where's my girl? I see in Enlighten the Below says, a black person, I hate to say this, but some low-income people make it bad for all. They destroy property and are terrible people. It affects all recipients. You're darn straight. And don't forget, they'll be ready to box up with you too. They'll tear up something. It's like only you are here, you and this kid. My child ain't do it. Well, who in the hell else did? Who else did it? What my child? Well, ma'am, it's you and your children that are staying. Who else did it? I've experienced that causing plumbing problems. So it cost me $400. So the plumber just found this toy. It's the second time just found a toy in the commode. That's causing a blockage. Well, ain't my child. Well, who else the hell did it? Your remedial man? Section 8. So it can be done. Here's the queen, Latasha Guffin. She says, if it wasn't for low-income housing, I couldn't afford to pay for college. Everybody is not trying to stay on it forever. Girl, speak for yourself, darling. No shade intended. Speak for you. You are the anomaly. She says, thank you, Section A, low-income housing. It helped me to be in a different tax bracket. Don't down people. You don't know the situation. All our ancestors were slaves. And let me tell you something. We know a lot of the situations because we see it every day, tearing up property. They're putting their business out there. But let's see. What did Miss Latasha Guffin do? I'm assuming she's a single mom. Let's see what she did on. So she got on Section 8. Miss Latashia or Latoshia Guffin got on Section 8. What did she do? So I said to her, you made it work for you. Exactly. You didn't sit up there and say, well, I got on with one child. Let's continue reading before I get ahead of myself. I said, do you really think the Section 8 queens are evolving or trying to better their lives? If so, they would be like you and be in a different tax bracket. She did it. I said to her further, you cannot let your use of Section 8 speak for everybody. If they did like you, they wouldn't still be on it. For some, Section 8, honey, I'm sorry, Miss Guffin, it is a lifestyle. They refuse to move forward. So, Latoshia Guffin says, I wanted my daughter to see a better way of living. I wanted to be her role model. I wanted my daughter to see a better way of living. I wanted to be her role model. Further, she says, and now we're both college graduates. This is a queen. The rest of the fools need to emulate. Now we are both who? She didn't say, I have a daughter. I came in with one daughter. Then I ended up with 3 more daughters and a son. And now my daughter going to inherit my voucher. And she's a baby mama too. I wanted my daughter to see a better way of living. And you know why? Because she may have been on Section 8. You have a different mentality. She doesn't have low self-esteem. Easy for her to do this because she's not sopping up mammy biscuits. And now we're both college graduates. Hold on, we're not through with the queen, honey. This is the queen in my book. She says, I helped a lot of children in low-income housing finish school, majority now in college. She didn't say, I had 5 more kids after that, and I met me a man that has a street pharmaceutical company, and I'm having a stash at my house, and now the rent is up. Well, I don't know what I'm going to do. So it can't be done? I can't be sorry for this clown on that's going through a lot. That's lazy. You are causing a problem. Bring the property value down. Bring the community down. Keep on having kids to further promote the seed of poverty D. Signing up to be a poverty-stricken IOD, incubator of destruction. This lady, Miss Latosha Guffin, says she and her daughter, they're now both college graduates. And she wasn't selfish. She helped a lot of children in low-income housing finish school. You think somebody didn't see her doing this? Because the streets be talking. They can tell you who got killed last week at 2 o'clock. You think they didn't see her doing this? I'm just glad she got out alive. Why they couldn't copy it? Why they couldn't emulate? Helped a lot of children in low-income housing finish school. And let me guess, she didn't get paid out of the goodness of her heart. More than likely, the program was designed to allow people to do this. But we got to face out. They don't want to do it. They want to sit up and girl, man, let me tell you something. And she was on Section 8 and making moves. Why? The mindset. I guarantee you, wherever she was residing at that time, somebody knew her there, and guess what? Still there. They want to make the move. Lazy. Don't want to apply themselves. Girl, you sit up here reading books and working. I'm on IG twerking. And gonna twerk your ass up under that bridge, under the homeless station, at the homeless shelter. Unbelievable. So Latosha Griffin, and then we have Max Allen C says, yes, I work part-time and go to school part-time, and because of low-income housing, I'm able to pay both rent and tuition. I have no friends or family, so I really needed the help. I am grateful to not be a homeless college student. And let me tell you something, it is a lot of that going on. But yeah, this is why a lot of people don't have sympathy. We see what Latosha Guffin been doing. We see what old girl was doing. What were they doing? Sophia Chain said, I feel if a person is disabled, she and her children should receive Section 8. No woman should receive Section 8 if she's married or have a dusty living with them. Yeah, I think that may have changed about them having a man there. But here's what I want to go ahead and highlight. Miss Guffin, what if we had a lot of people like her in the community? You would have less younger women carrying the seed of poverty D, getting their education, into a whole new tax bracket. They'd move away. Guess what? You're not carrying the seed of poverty D. You're not living amongst these people. Lower chances of getting shot, getting got. The moral here is, gotta face reality. People are doing what they want to do. I don't see anything anywhere Latosha Guffin said, oh, and then I had my 16th child, and his daddy got sent up and I was stuck. Why did she do it? I wanted my daughter to see a better way of living. So ask yourself a question. Why are these dust buckets and dustinas living the way they do and keeping having all these children? I think the women are using their womb as a wallet. I really do think that in some cases. Let's be real. People do what they want to do. Live ghetto, trash everywhere, nasty. People do what they want to do. So we all make our choices. I'm going to do me, you do you. People are doing what they want to do. So all this violence, let's face it, there's no robots around here saying, okay, go and shoot this black person up. They're doing what they want to do. And that's why a lot of people that have resources, they're not trying to hear it. So yes, Latosha Guffin, that's a queen. She didn't say a man came along and rescued her. She did it. Why? She says, I wanted my daughter to see a better way of living. I wanted to be her role model. So for all these mammies, all these women sitting up here with all these kids with these dust buckets, they're a role model. They're an IOD. incubator of destruction, and they are carrying the seed of poverty, and that's what is ruining. Those people are ruining the Section 8 program. They ruined it, and those people have ruined the community. Let me know what you guys think. This went a little longer than I planned, but thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. And I'm out. Be safe out there. Why? Y'all know it's just everywhere.